Hello. Well, I'm not a techie person, but hopefully this records. It says it will. So good morning. It's Dr. Ashley Christina Romanchuk. I am on my week 4 of my Pranayama classes, all done by donation. Very much teaching the yogic sutras. I'm currently in Calgary, which is Treaty 7 territory in Canada. These are important things that people should know. If they are on treaty land, whose land it was traditionally, it's just a respectful way to be in, 2020. So getting into breath, focusing on their breath. As every morning I say, open a window. Perhaps have some water, just warm if it's chilly where you are. And let's start by focusing on our breath in and breath out. Just not changing the breath, just focusing first on the breath. In the morning, focus on the breath. We're also attuning to the state of our body, how we feel this morning. Did I eat something last night that doesn't set good with me? These are all ways that through simply starting to focus on the breath, we tune to our inner self, and this is how yoga can help us really move into a way, way, way healthier state. Consciousness of self, how one feels, very basic things, water, food, enough sleep, enough exercise, very basic. Breath is heavy. What are you stressed about? We know that stress is the #1 pathological feature to pretty much all disease. So how do you remove that stress from your life? How do you minimize that? Can you, or can you just change how you react to it? Being stressed makes you old pretty quickly. If you're lying in your bed, just straighten out your spine and your legs, your shoulders and your sacrum. Where's your shoulders sitting in connection to your hips? Is one twisted? Kind of straighten those out. Straighten out the neck and the head while you're breathing. If you're sitting on a cushion, as I say every morning, check in with your sit bones, with your hips. Your abs are engaged, ribs, shoulders. Shoulder blades are back towards the back of you or the room, and then down. Yoga is consciousness in many different forms. So consciousness of where you sit in 3D space. It's a big deal. Where's your ears? Is your jaw clenched? Unclench your jaw if it is. Where's your nose? Third eye. And then as they say in ballet class, the ribbon up to the sky. You can just deepen this breath a little bit more. Perhaps for a count of 4 in and then 4 out. But don't even count, just deepen it to what is a little bit deeper for you. Through the nose and out. Tongue is always at the roof of your mouth, behind your front teeth. Always. Very basic. I've said this in classes before. Breathing in through your nose automatically your body into parasympathetic nervous state, which is rest and digest. You want to be in this. So if you're a mouth breather, that's a big change for you. It might be difficult because if you breathe through your mouth for a long time, the way your cranial bones up here might work is, go on, please. It may need some time for them to expand, basically. So breathing through your nose is already a big movement for you. For those people that might get stressed out in a situation, or a conversation with somebody or something at work or in traffic, just make the intention to breathe through your nose and watch how that changes. It will immediately, taking a few big breaths through your nose will immediately put your body into a calmer state. Letting some sighs out if you're a little bit excess energy. That's good. This muscle, which is basically your lower abs, is always engaged. So sitting is not a lazy man's posture. It's engagement of the abdominal muscles. We started to teach that lion's breath last week. So if any of you have heat in the body, what is that? It's robustness. If any of you are, carrying extra weight, have like just too much energy, perhaps you haven't had exercise in the past recent while, or maybe you drank some coffee before you started this class, that's excess energy. And lion's breath is really good to get rid of it. So it's throw your shoulders back, head forward. I'm present, I'm here, I'm a lion. And it lets out a lot of heat with the breath. Or you can just sigh too. So next flow of this is we'll start restraining the breath at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. And we're going to spend special time and attention to the restraint of the breath and the peace that's found here. And then what we're going to practice doing in this class, I call it catching your breath. So in yogic breathing, there's actually a divine timing. This will only be discovered once one really starts to get into their own pranayama. So it's one thing to come to yoga classes. That's the same with asana classes too. You're following a teacher, except for Ashtanga, like true Ashtanga yoga. There's not much of a ritual or a routine. I do like Sattva Yoga for what he's done. He's out of Edmonton and he has created a routine. When there's not a routine, a student doesn't come to a class and truly discover the real benefits, because there's no routine, there's no ritual. They don't have a way to be like, okay, I was here at this time this year, and now I'm here at this time this month, and So it's only really when, unless you're going to Ashtanga class, which is asana classes. Sattva classes are great. I guess Bikram tried to do that. I don't totally agree with Bikram yoga. Too loud, I think. But it's really only when one starts to really pay attention to their own breath, and this is daily life, does one realize that there's actually divine timing in breathing. So with this restraint of the breath at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath, we're going to practice this place of peace. And then what we're next going to practice is touching our breath. So we have to come into this place of peace, very serene, very calm, and we wait and we wait and we wait until this natural part of us wants to catch our breath. And in that place, we actually start to breathe with divine timing. This is a game changer. It's a super game changer. It's like catching a wave onto the highest frequency you can be on. People won't understand until they experience it. So I can only say words and you can try. So breathing in for 4, restraining the breath at the top of the inhale. Breathing out for 4, restraining the breath at the bottom of the inhale. Repeat and really surrender to the restraining place of the breath, because peace, ultimate peace, bliss, serenity, it's, you fall into it, and then what you learn to do is bring it to the breath and bring it into your entire being. So, let's go. I'm not going to count for you. Count to 4 in, restrain the breath. Count to 4 out, restrain the breath all through the nose, tongue at the top of the roof.